What's going on, boys? It's your boy, Dr. Beckham, OBJYN, coming for you for our week 6.5 recap. Let's start this off how you would any morning, and that is a turd. Our first game, as you could probably guess, is Nupsacks versus the Nightman, aka Bobby versus Boom. Uh, Bobby pulled off a nice 75 points and was able to lock up a 20-point victory. So, not sure how much more needs to be said about that. Other than it's worth looking at, you got 4 goose eggs in that game and a -4 by Boom's defense, making me feel really good about next week. Boom, really excited for that. And Bobby, I know you love him, but maybe you should consider dropping Moncrief and Bortles and sticking with Luck and maybe Alshon? Yeah, there you go. Maybe. All right, our next game we're going to go to is Girly B Lines versus Mr. Steal Yo Girl. Rudnack versus Corey. This is a beatdown. Rudnack has one of the deeper teams, if not the deepest team in the league. Got to stack Rodgers and Devontae Adams off of a nice Monday night game. That was pretty fun to watch. Corey, on your best day, you lose by 60 points to him. So I don't know what to do about you. You're going to be 3-3, 2-game losing streak. Rudnack's the only guy at 5-1. Congrats to you. Next up is our game of the week, Los Sicarios versus Daleshire. Adam Air versus Teen. A lot of things went right for you, Teen, but you got the win. Win's a win. Goff played like he was being coached by Jeff Fisher again. Mohamed Sanu gets hurt, and then instead of going for the field goal, Ben throws that touchdown pass to AB, which we're all excited about. But it was enough to be the difference for the win. So you can celebrate that touchdown a little extra. Daleshire and Los Sicarios are both 4-2. So they're right in the playoff hunt. All right, let's get this out of the way. All good things come to an end. I think Penn was like 0 for lifetime against me before this week, so I knew something had to give. Apparently it was my running backs. My running backs were terrible, and we had a little coming out party for Sony Michel. So Penn whooped me by about 30 this week, but that's all right because I'll get him next matchup. And I go to 4-2, and Penn will be 2-4. So we got some nice regression to the mean there. Hey, speaking of average, let's talk about one I've been excited to talk about, which is King Travis versus Bronco Baby Backpack. Yes, after all of our power rankings early in the week, they kind of disappeared. And that's because Christian lost to Travis by 40 points. Now, that's not really the story of this week for the next 2 games. Let's talk about the trade. The only shining spot on this team I'm looking at right now is Saquon Barkley, 35 points. Absolutely huge. And he's gone for, I think, Philip Lindsay, Mark Ingram, and Goodwin. We'll see how that goes. I mean, it is a big shock to me. I know you're defending it a lot, Christian. You got 6 weeks to right the ship and maybe prove Travis wrong at the end of the year. But as of now, you're sitting 3-3. I don't think it's going to be good. Travis, you're 2-4. You are what your record says you are. James Conner might be gone soon. We'll see what your team looks like then. But yeah. And lastly, let's not forget about Melvin Milktoast versus Fun Sports. AT versus Jonah. Jonah had some fun Sunday night. Kareem Hunt and Steven Gostkowski. Hey, Gostkowski, a great kicker, sure. 7 points a game. Why not? 15. Okay. He drops 22 plus Kareem Hunt's 29, and Austin's hopes of winning are done. So they're able to both go to 3-3, but again, the real story is AT looking pretty deep after the trade. Have Melvin Gordon and Saquon as your backfield, plus Tyler Boyd, DeAndre Hopkins. It's looking good for you, AT. I will say, as far as my knowledge, it can still be considered rape, even if there is consent in this day and age. So if I were you, I would get that settled before it goes to trial, or before you try and run for Supreme Court.